What's up, y'all? Welcome back to an ESPN NFL 2K5 franchise rebuild with the Detroit Lions. We are still undefeated, 4-0 so far in Season 4. We got a big win over the Minnesota Vikings, sending them to 1-3 as we remain undefeated, and now we've got the Green Bay Packers. We're traveling to Lambeau Field to take on Green Bay, but before we do that, we are making a win-now move. We package up Chris Cash, a 4th-rounder, and a 2nd-rounder, a very valuable pick, and send it to the Seattle Seahawks for the services of Marcus Trufant, the 5th-year guy out of Washington State. He's an 88 overall. We felt like his talents were being wasted in Seattle, and we're welcoming him to Detroit to try and make a run at the Lombardi this year. Derek Hamilton is still out with a broken kneecap. He's going to become a salary cap cut probably by the end of the year, but we can't do it yet. And the Packers still have Aaron Brooks at quarterback, 89 overall, having a decent year so far. Only 3 touchdowns and 1 interception so far in this season, but 646 yards to his name so far after 4 games. Behind him is Amon Green, 383 yards and 2 touchdowns for him so far at a 90 overall. They have an elite running back in Green Bay. And Javon Walker has been steadily improving year after year. He's an 89 overall, though he hasn't necessarily been the highest producer. He's got 162 yards and no touchdowns so far. This team does not have Bubba Franks anymore. He was signed by the Atlanta Falcons in free agency, so we're going to send it over to the defense where they have Nick Barnett at a 91 overall. Darren Sharper has retired from this defense, so Patrick Kearney is the 2nd best player at the defensive end spot at an 86 overall. He was the trade piece from the Atlanta Falcons. And another broken kneecap, this time for the rookie guard, Ben Fitzgerald, for 354 pounds is ridiculous. So you can see here we are the better team. We've made a huge improvement in our defense by picking up Marcus Trufant for Chris Cash, and we are now a 92 overall, probably one of the best teams in the league. So if you believe in these Detroit Lions, make sure that you are on that subscribe button. Taking that couple seconds to click that button can help us get a little bit closer to 500 subs, which we're trying to get to by the end of the month. Let's send it down to Chris Berman.
Aloha, I'm Chris Berman, and coming up on ESPN, perhaps the most fabled football field in the NFL today, one of the most venerable sporting sites in the world, the legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where the tundra's always frozen. It's the site of this edition of the NFL on ESPN. We've got what figures to be a real good one. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, next.
Hi folks, I'm Dan Stevens. Welcome to historic Lambeau Field. My pal Peter O'Keefe will be covering today's game with me. Peter, playing on the road can be an unfriendly environment to say the least, and it has been particularly unkind to these guys.
Well, you said it, Dan. Have really had a rough go of it on the road so far this season. We're hoping they can turn their luck around in today's game. We'll see how it goes.
Ferguson didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. Green gets the call on 2nd down and takes it upfield. 3rd down with the tight end right. This one will fall incomplete. Green picks up about 2, and that will bring up 2nd down. Green gets the call again and gains about 3 yards. Lehman gets the sack at the 39. It'll be 4th down. Foster takes it across the line and heads upfield. Rodgers makes the catch out to the left and is well past the markers. Foster picked up about 7, and that brings up 2nd down. Williams didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. Carries it for the 3rd time and spins for the 1st down. Coach Sherman doesn't agree with the call, and we're going to see the red flag.
As we watch the replay here, look for where the ball is when he's tackled. Remember, all he needs is one knee to be down. He's down there, and I think the spot is going to change. Let's listen to the ref.
He likes the call, and you sort of have a feeling that he knew it all along. Glover gains 3 yards, and they get past the markers and convert the 4th down. Catches it over the middle and is well past the markers for a 1st down. Breeze throws this one over the middle, and it's knocked away from the receiver, incomplete. Foster barges off right guard and rambles for about 5.
Deshaun Foster is built like a perfect back should be. 6 feet, 222, low to the ground, and broad shoulders.
Breeze airs this one to the left sideline, and it's off, incomplete. Casey kicks from 40 yards out, and they take the lead. This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 4 wideouts in the game. Brooks zings it to the right side, and it's complete at the 41. Eventually tackled at the 44. It will be 1st down.
Well, look at those numbers from last year. That is impressive.
Brooks decides to run this instead and gains close to 10 yards on the play. Bailey makes the sack just behind the line. 3rd down, empty backfield. Walker makes a tough catch, and they convert on 3rd down. Dragged down at the 26. Roberson goes in motion. This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete. Brooks throws a big high lob, and it gets away from him, incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Someone step up and make a play.
But no one did, and it will now be 4th down. It's no good. It bounced off the upright and then out. Breeze passes this one, and it's caught at the 35. Stopped at the 41. Carr chews up 4 yards, and that will bring up 1st down. Breeze fires this one over the middle, and it's caught at the 46. Brought down hard at the 36. That will bring up 1st down. Anderson puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Foster gains 10 yards on the play, and that brings up 1st down. sideline, and Foster picks up 6 on the play, and that will bring up first down. Foster falls in the pass and is at the 10. Knocked out of bounds at the 6. Breeze goes along here, and it's caught for the score.
Walters goes one-on-one on this play and beats his man. He executed that pass pattern perfectly and made the catch. Nice reception.
Now the point after, and it's good. Bailey blasts him back at the 32. Brooks throws a bullet, and it's knocked away from the receiver, incomplete.
Well, Dan, we got an empty backfield, 5 receivers, and the defense is in their dime. Let's watch.
Driver catches the bullet out left, and he's well short of the markers. 4th down coming up. Jackson sacks him way back at the 26. Foster carries this one off to the right and maybe picks up 1 on the play. Richards didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Thomas puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete. Brooks throws a bullet to the flat, and it's complete at the 45. Dragged down at the 49.
Well, look at those stats from last year. That's a nose for the ball, my friend.
No good. Incomplete. That will bring up 4th down. They'll start at their own 14-yard line. Foster is at the 25. Hunted down at the 32. First down. Wistrom gets the sack way back at the 26. Number 87 makes the catch on the right sideline and gets past the markers for a first down. Breeze airs this one to the left sideline, and the reception's made at the 36. Tackled, and the clock will continue to run. That will bring up first down. The Lions take their... Breeze floats this one out to the right sidelines, and it's incomplete. Richards catches it over the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long. Breeze throws it to the right sideline, and it's caught for a touchdown. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Lions in command of this one, 17-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN Halftime Report. Boomer?
Okay, Dana, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. Welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. Now let's take a look at the halftime stats. And boy, look at the difference in rushing yards. The Packers are certainly losing because of it. It's hard to win when you play like that. Now let's check out the undisputed halftime hero of the first half. Drew Brees has taken over this game. So that'll do it from here. Let's send you back out now to Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe. Dan?
Thanks, Chris.
We've shut them out defensively, and our offense has been taking care of business. We can't get cocky. We just have to keep after it and give them no chance to come back on us. Dan, back to you.
Susie, thank you. Rodgers wasn't remotely in the vicinity of the pass on that one. Incomplete. Brees zings it to the right side and caught. Well short of the markers, however. Fourth down coming up. Green goes right up the middle and gains about 3 yards. Pulls it in right side, and he's just barely past the markers for a first. Green goes in motion. Hall tackles him behind the line of scrimmage. Will bring up second down. Second down, 3 receivers to the left. Walker makes the catch out to the left and somehow holds on to it for the first down. Stopped at the 29. Green gets the handoff and gets past the line. Makes the tackle. Finally dropped at the 18. First down. Brooks throws a heater right sideline, and the reception is made past the markers for a first down. Franks didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. Hamilton makes a play on this and forces the incompletion. Brooks rifles this one hard over the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown.
Aaron Brooks gets it past 2 defenders on this one. What a throw. It's worth a second look. That's what you call confidence.
Here's the extra point, and it's good. Foster loses one on the play.
You bet. So far, he's got 5 tackles.
Brees goes it to the left sideline, and it's caught at the 34. Finally stopped at the 48. It will be first down. Glover catches it in the flat, and he's looking for room. Stopped at the 43. Foster takes his 10th carry of the game and heads wide right. Brought down at the 43. Lane grabs the fastball over the middle. Carr bulldozes right of center and moves forward for 7. Foster chews up 9 yards, and that brings up first down. Carr punches this one left of center and picks up a couple. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Lions enjoying the lead, 17-7.
is a nice interception. Check his position out to make the grab. Got it.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception. Brooks rifles it out left side, and it's intercepted. Tackled at the 20.
Farmer shows why you think twice before throwing a pass in his neighborhood. Watch. Great presence of mind to try for the football there.
Foster gets the toss and runs into traffic. Tackled at the 17. Breeze throws a heater, and the reception's made at the 10. And he's stopped right there. Foster gets the call on first down, and it's left. Dragged down at the 1.
Nick Barnett brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
And touchdown.
End of every game.
Here's the point after, and it's good. Green picks up 11 on the play, and that will bring up first down. They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete. Brooks floats it to the right side, and it's incomplete. Farmer tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Walters goes in motion. Carr carries it past scrimmage and maybe picks up one on the play. Glover has his number called on second down and rambles for about 5. Hamilton gains 3 yards, and that brings up fourth down. The Packers offense comes out, and they are way down late in the game. They'll need some magic as they start this drive at the 31-yard line. It's intercepted. One man to beat. Tackled at the 29.
Marcus Trufant not only shanghais the football for the interception, but watch. Gets a few more after the catch. Great play all around.
They will start at the 29-yard line. Carr takes the handoff and heads out right. Brought down at the 24. Hamilton will get carried on third down and passes the Packers take. Casey kicks from 38 yards out, and it's good. The Packers will take a timeout. Brooks zips it to the left sideline, and they can't connect. Incomplete. Roberson didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. Brooks lobs it to the left sideline, and the Packers take a timeout. That's their final one. Farmer hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up. Brooks throws a high, long one to the right, And it falls incomplete. They will turn the ball over on down. The Lions come out on top, 27-7. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Hey, man. Yeah. Doing well, man. Hey, man. All right.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Lions stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's catch up with the player who really ignited his team's offense with his deft passing and has earned our Player of the Game award. Drew Brees is standing by with Susie Calvert. Suze?
Thanks, Chris. You transcended the competition today, and you prevailed with a big victory. What was the key to your success?
Well, I have to give it up to the other team. I got to give them credit for playing hard and making us really work for it. We just leave it all on the field and let the chips fall where they may. And luckily, we came up with the win today.
Chris, back to you.
Thanks for watching the NFL on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. We'll see you next time.
It was kind of over by halftime, but we made sure we kept the foot on the gas for the last little bit to get a 27-7 victory over the Green Bay Packers. Drew Brees played really great, 215 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I really got to try and get a game where I don't throw an interception, but today will not be that day. On the running side of the ball, Deshaun had a decent day, 14 attempts for 78 yards. Amon Green only carried the ball 9 total times for 36 total yards, which is great for us. I mean, going up big early means that they were throwing the ball more often. Our pass defense did exactly what we're paying them to do, which was make sure that the ball didn't get moved too much. As you can see, that Sean also got himself a touchdown and 6 total broken tackles on the day. A great job by Deshaun Foster and that running offense. Moving over to the passing side of the game, we've got Brett Richards, our third-year guy now, getting 4 total touches for 64 total yards. Javon Walker was the high receiver for Green Bay with 55 yards, and he did have the 1 touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. Javon Walker did, and it was Roy Williams who caught a touchdown, one of the 2 touchdown receptions from Drew Brees. On the tackling side of the ball, Nick Barnett, Niall Diggs, and Anderson all leading the way for the Packers. Sam Hamilton and Boss Bailey were the 2 high tacklers for the Lions. Looking at assists, we've got Fernando Bryant getting up there with 2 total. Looks like most of the tackling was done by the Packers, which is no surprise. We went up big, and then we're running the ball a whole lot. Teddy Lehman was the one Lion to get a sack today. Grady Jackson and Grant Lindstrom, another former Seahawk, now on a different team, getting a sack for the the Packers as well. Santiago did have 1 pass deflection, but now look at this. Trufant, Hunt, Farmer, Hamilton all getting their hand on a football. And it was Sam Farmer and Marcus Trufant getting an interception in his first game as a Lion. So we have moved to 5-0. We remain undefeated on the season. We've got a tough test coming up against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're only 2-3, but they are always a tough face in this game, especially when Donovan McNabb is still on the team. So we're 5-0. We're going to head into our SportsCenter recap of the last week. So we'll send it one more time to Chris Berman. We'll see you next time.
This is SportsCenter. I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Rams come away with a decisive 10-point win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Chargers pick up win number 2. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Donnie Edwards is arguably the biggest name on this list. The team doctors have reported a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for 8 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
The Ravens generated some decent numbers for a team ranked at the bottom of the league, but they still ended up losing this week. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Donald Lee is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 5 years, $4.1 million.
Tim Dwight, good night, had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Broncos beat the Chiefs. Steelers, Jets. Tommy Maddox calling signals at his own 40-yard line, rolls, then fires a slant. Look at it go! He could go all the way. 60-yard score. The Steelers go on to win this by the final score of 21-14. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings get sent away with a 7-point loss. Over at 3Com Park, we had the 49ers narrowly coming out on top by 5. The Cowboys defense recorded 6 huge sacks in their win at Paul Brown Stadium. The Redskins won at home and will stay home for next week's game when they meet the Ravens. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Titans pick up their 3rd win of the season. Eagles, Giants. Eli Manning. Bark signals at the 24-yard line. Do they go to the end zone here? Takes a little extra time at the snap. Good pocket, slings it, and a perfect timing pattern for a touchdown. The Giants win this one by the final score of 14-3. Dawson stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Alvarado had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Patriots beat the Panthers. And in our final game, we had the Lions come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my prime-time players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.